Well, good morning. Tuesday, October the 28th. Rachel Schoutsen joining you.
I'm Tom Reynolds, and it is a rainy start to the day out there.
It is.
Although there's good news in the forecast.
Yes, good news. We could be getting up to 20 degrees
Can
today.
you believe that?
I know. Warm with a risk of seeing some thunder showers as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got the clash of the titans. We got cold, warm air, moist, and then we got cold air to the north. So Rachel will be telling you all about it. But it's going to be an interesting day weather-wise.
Tale of two seasons. That's sort of what we are calling it. Yeah. Big clash of air. Now take a look at this. This is, yes, a risk map of seeing some non-severe storms throughout the day today. All right, we'll get more into that forecast coming up, but first let's check in with Tom. Here's our first look at the roads. Thanks, Tom. Yes, a warm start today. So we have this warm front pushing through right now, and that's what's bringing us the showers. But a risk of thunder showers into the afternoon, and that's all associated with that cold front. So two very different air masses coming together here. That will be clearing out through the overnight, and then this cooler air filtering in from the northwest. That is really going to be driving our temperatures down throughout the week. We'll be getting more into that Halloween forecast. Snow possible for the GTA. Well, good morning. Tuesday, October the 28th. A warm day is in store, but this could be our last taste of summer. The cool down coming up. Rachel Schoutsen here with you.
Tom Reynolds here, and of course you're in because Emily's off. She's taking care of. She hurt her neck a little bit, so she's having to take care of that.
Oh no.
Yeah. So right now we're seeing rain showers right across our area, so it's a little on the damp side.
Yes, it is damp, and a cold front moves in towards the afternoon. Now, Tom, I have to mention, I live in Mississauga. Of course, we voted last night, and Hazel McCallion, first year that I'm not welcoming in her as mayor.
Well, she's been around an awful long time,
Hurricane Hazel.
And, yes, really. And do you know who your new mayor is?
Yes, so it's Bonnie Crombie now. So congratulations to Bonnie Crombie. She was backed up by Hazel.
My area, Rick Bennett, is back in. He's up in the Halton region, so congratulations to Rick.
Absolutely. All right. And, of course, John Tory for mayor.
Yes.
Now, take a look at this. This frost, this is going to be in our very near future. I'll give you those details coming up, but first, here's a look at the roads with Tom. All right, Tom, thanks so much. And we will be having that coverage live as well. Kevin Yard will be in Hamilton. Now, getting back in towards the weather story, this warm air mass, that's driving up our temperatures in towards the afternoon. 20 is the high in Toronto, but this cold front could be sparking some thunderstorms. So active weather possible in towards the afternoon. Now, take a look at this. We do see a clearing in towards Wednesday. However, chillier temperatures on their way. We'll get more into that forecast coming up. Yes, the news is great. A high of 20 degrees in Toronto today. That is double what we are supposed to be for this time of year. But it does come with some downfalls. Okay, so we are starting off the morning with scattered showers across the GTA. These will move out fairly quickly, but only for a cold front to follow. Now, the issue with the cold front is it could be bringing some thunderstorms. We'll show you the risk map in a second. This is how much rain we are looking at. So, okay, for us in the Greater Toronto Area, less than 10 millimeters of rain. Not a huge soaking, but enough to send the kids to school with the rain boots and maybe the rain jacket as well. All right, so take a look at this. Risk of thunderstorms today, non-severe, and this is for much of southern Ontario. With the warm air in place now, the cold front heading through, could be spelling some trouble. I'll let you know, right now in Windsor, it is 18 degrees. So all of that warm air from the southwest, that's heading towards us throughout the day. Tuesday, October the 28th. Rachel Schoutsen here with you. Yesterday, good weather for some voting.
Yeah, it was actually, and I think they had about 60% turnout in Toronto, which is dramatically improved.
Yes, for sure.
From the last election. So a lot of people were showing interest. I'm not sure how it panned out for the rest of the suburbs, but nonetheless, a lot of new faces who were elected yesterday.
Yeah, especially replacing Hazel McCallion. And
well,
you know what?
How can you replace Hazel?
I know, really, a legend.
Big shoes to fill.
For sure, for a small woman, I'll say that.
Yeah,
and you know what? I loved the coverage yesterday. I was watching, and when they would show the Ford family, Rob Ford's son knew he was on TV because every once in a while he would pop in the shot, do his little dance.
You know,
like cute kid.
The Fords know how to use the camera.
Yes, a very cute kid. We'll leave it at that. Okay, showers this morning throughout the Greater Toronto Area towards the afternoon, so keep it here on the Weather Network for more on that. But for now, let's give you a look at the roads. Here's Tom. All right, Tom, thanks so much for that. Now, the good news here is that this warm air mass is bringing us above seasonal, much above seasonal. 20 degrees is the forecast high for Toronto. But this cold front here with the clash of the two air masses, this is where we could be seeing some thunderstorms into the afternoon. So overall, yes, today is going to be a wet day. The kids are going to need the rain jacket and the rain boots, but dress in layers because it will be quite hot in towards the afternoon. We do see a clear out in towards Wednesday, but temperatures on a downward dive. Yes, the warm-up. Enjoy it now because it's really not lasting for too long. Okay, so we do have a warm air mass in place right now. This is bringing some scattered showers. Right now in Windsor, 18, London, 15. So all of that warm air out of the southwest, that's coming for us. But we do have a risk of seeing some thunderstorms. Get into that in a second. Through Wednesday, okay, so this is how much rain we are looking at. For us in the GTA, less than 10 millimeters. Not a huge soaking, but keep your eye on this. That's snow in Geraldton. Cool northwest wind. You never want a northwest wind, and that's going to be coming for us later on in the week. Okay, sticking with today, though, thunderstorms possible in towards the afternoon. That's with the cold front coming through. So right now, warm front in place, warm air mass, but later on in the afternoon, cold front and a risk of storms. Subway, that's a good way to start the day now, isn't it? Okay, this morning's temperatures also looking great. 12 degrees in Toronto. If you think that's impressive, take a look at this. In towards the afternoon, things are going to be getting warmer. 16 in London. Okay, all of this air is coming towards us, and that's going to be warming up the temperatures. A high of 20 in Toronto for the afternoon. Right now this morning, things are fairly comfortable in the southwest. Well, I'm glad you're here. A good morning to you. Tuesday, October the 28th. Rachel Schoutsen here with you. And before we get into our weather story, storm hunters, monster hurricanes. Let me give you a little preview. Okay, interesting stuff now, isn't it? You can watch that whole episode of Storm Hunters tomorrow here on the Weather Network. Hurricane Sandy, Tom Reynolds, he can tell you some good stories about that. He was in New York as it was happening. Okay, quickly getting into this. The rainfall throughout the day today. Rain throughout the morning, light and scattered, and into the afternoon, that's when we could be getting into this. Thunderstorms. We don't see this too often. A thunderstorm risk map in October. We have warm air in place right now, driving up our temperatures, and then a cold front, this guy here, in towards the afternoon. So that could be sparking up some active weather. The rain, you'll notice, it will linger throughout the day today, but a good clearing in towards the overnight. We will have clear skies in towards Wednesday and Thursday, but into Friday, that's when we do see another risk of some moisture, and it's not going to be all rain. That's the bad news there. Winds out of the northwest and some possible mixing. Now here's Tom with the drive. All right, Tom, thanks so much for that. The warm front, the warm air mass bringing this, yes, showers throughout southern Ontario this morning. Should be seeing some breaks in towards the afternoon. Not a whole soaking of rain, less than 10 millimeters for us. Look at this, snow up in Geraldton. Sign of the times, right? But non-severe thunderstorm risk, that's in place for us in the afternoon. All right, thanks, Kevin. Yes, we will be continuing our live coverage of that event throughout the day. And Tom, I think it's just so important to say thanks for what you've done. You know, honoring Canadians, truly.
Well, that's right. I mean, all of our military and all of our emergency services personnel right across the country. We can't forget, to, of course, Warrant Officer Patrice.
Great point there.
Vincent as well in Quebec. His funeral will be on Saturday. So there'll be processions associated with that as well.
I know. And, of course, road closures today. Tom will get into that some more just coming up. But first, let's jump into our weather story. A warm and hot moist air mass. That is bringing some scattered shower front to follow. This could be spelling some trouble. All right, now let's take a look at the roads. Here's Tom. All right, Tom, thanks so much for that update there. Now, taking a look at this cold front, this is what could be bringing thunderstorms into the afternoon. So the kids are going to need the umbrella today as well as the rain jacket, but dress in layers because temperatures warm, hot. 20 degrees is the high in Toronto today. So we do see a good clearing in towards Wednesday. So take a look at this. High pressure comes into place through Thursday, but Friday, Halloween, the moisture hits the GTA. All right, Tom, thanks so much for that. Starting off with this morning, scattered showers. Yes, that's present right across southern Ontario, especially in the GTA where the highways on those cameras there, looking very slick. and this will clear out into the afternoon, but risk of thunderstorms. Yes, that is what's to follow. Now, as we take a look at this through to Wednesday, so less than 10 millimeters of rain for the GTA, not a huge soaking, but with the risk of thunderstorms, of course, some totals could be higher. We have a warm front in place right now and a cold front approaching in towards the afternoon. Almost like a summer setup here. The rain does clear, though, in towards Wednesday. Thanks so much. That's Kevin Yard in Hamilton. And when thinking about Corporal Nathan Cirillo, as well as the soldier that was lost in Quebec last week, Patrice Vincent, these guys, they made Canada a better place.
Well, you know, it's we always suddenly focus on all of our men and women of the service, as well as all of our emergency responders when someone unfortunately dies. And in this case, we've lost a couple of great guys, and it's just unfortunate. But I'm afraid this world is a changing place.
Unfortunately, it is. And for the work that all of you do in the military, of course, we salute you. We honor you. Thank you very much. Now let's get into our weather story this morning. Top that we are in today. Warm air in place this morning, and then a cold front making its way in towards this afternoon. All right, let's switch gears and head over to traffic. Here's Tom. All right, Tom, thanks so much for that. Now, when we see the risk of these thunderstorms, it's because of how hot and humid it is clashing with a cold air mass. So we can thank this for temperatures around 20 degrees today throughout the Greater Toronto Area. And then we can thank this, the cold front, for some possible active weather. Now, as we take a look ahead, we do see a clearing in towards Wednesday, but we'll talk about snow for Friday. Okay, Kevin Yard live in Hamilton, and all of our hearts really go out to the family of Nathan Cirillo. It must be such a tough day.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and certainly the military, it's a full military funeral, so there'll be several thousands of people there attending the service. So it's going to disrupt traffic. The good news is, we don't have the rain showers right now. The rain showers are tracking off, which is going to make it a much better situation for the funeral service.
Oh, yes, for sure. We do have these showers throughout the place and the potential of some thunderstorms. Not too often do we see that in October. All right, Tom, let me turn things over to you with a look at the roads. Okay, well, long range into Halloween, possible mixing. Yes, but let's just get through today. Cold front comes into play in towards the afternoon, and this is what could be sparking up some thunderstorms. So we could be seeing increased rainfall totals if that is the case, but we do see a clear out in towards Wednesday and Thursday, but moisture comes into play for Friday. Yes, Tory country and Crombie country. I'm sure they're happy to hear that, Tom. Thanks so much. Now, this morning we are seeing those scattered, just isolated showers throughout the Greater Toronto Area. Those will die off throughout the morning, and we could be seeing clear periods throughout the afternoon as well. When we talk about this rain, much more falling to the north. Also, snow in Geraldton. For us in the GTA, less than 10 millimeters of rain. But the issue with this is we could be seeing those thunderstorms. Take a look. This comes into play non-severe through the afternoon when the cold front makes its way through the Greater Toronto Area. We could be seeing some development ahead of the cold front, but this is what's going to be bringing us some possible active weather. Now, we do see a good clear out as we take a look in towards the overnight, also Wednesday through Thursday, but Friday, when you want to head out trick-or-treating, we are seeing that moisture building back in. Some models saying this could be switching into a rain-snow mix. All right, unfortunately, I don't think that we can hear Kevin, but he is just outside of course, the funeral for Nathan Cirillo and the memorial that they have going on there. It is heartwarming to see everyone coming together, and, it makes me proud to be Canadian.
Well, absolutely. It's a sense of pride right across the nation. Of course, we also have Vincent, who's I think he was warrant officer, Patrice Vincent, also killed. So his funeral will be on Saturday, and today, of course, thousands will be sending on Hamilton for the service around 11 o'clock.
And we will be continuing that coverage live here on the Weather Network. Now, as we get into our weather story, well, today it's going to be a hot day. Temperatures around 20 degrees for the city of Toronto up here on the Weather Network. But first, Tom, I'm going to hand things over to you. A busy morning out there on the roads. Yes, the 20-degree mark into this afternoon. Unbelievable. Toronto should be at 10 for this time of year, but we could be seeing the thunderstorms. That is associated with this cold front. Right now, that cold front is in just about Chicago, and it's making its way towards us. Now, we do see a clearing Wednesday and towards Thursday, but Friday, Happy Halloween. I know this is when this moisture comes into play. Now, there are still some discriminations with this moisture, but rain possible for the afternoon and mixing. Yes, mixing possible for the evening when the trick-or-treaters are out to play. All right, Kevin Yard live in Hamilton, and that funeral will be at Christ Church in Hamilton. And it makes me a day to be proud to be Canadian, and of course, thinking about everyone that's in the military and how much they really do give up for Canada.
That's true, and our hearts goes out to the family, too, of Warrant Officer Patrice Vincent in Quebec, of course.
Great
That funeral
point.
will be on. That funeral will be on Saturday, but today, solemn in the Hamilton area, and I'll show you the closures coming up.
Thanks so much, Tom. And let me show you this right now. It's nice and hot, 20 degrees, maybe our last taste of summer. Some complications come in with that, though. Thunderstorms possible into the afternoon. All right, Tom, I'll hand it over to you with a look at the roads. Yes, the warm-up, it's here. Enjoy it today. 20 degrees is the high in Toronto. Now this guy, the cold front, could be sparking up the active weather. So today, yes, we're dealing with on and off showers, possible thunderstorms into the afternoon. Clear conditions, though, for Wednesday and Thursday, but Halloween, possible mixing. We talk with Dr. Doug later on in the show about. Okay, thanks, Tom. Now, taking a look at this, we are seeing rain throughout the day today. We saw those showers throughout the morning, less than 10 millimeters of rain. Those showers were associated with the warm front. Cold front comes into play throughout the afternoon and brings the risk of these. Yes, thunderstorms possible throughout the Greater Toronto Area. And if we do see some, that could really be driving up some rainfall totals. So warm air mass, thank you. A high of 20 degrees today in the city of Toronto. Cold front also has the potential to bring some active weather in the form of thunderstorms. Now, we do see a good clearing for the GTA Wednesday and towards Thursday, but for Friday, Halloween, that's when some more moisture hits. Falls as rain in the afternoon. Okay, we can handle the rain, but changes over into a rain-snow mix to end off the day. It's Tuesday, October the 28th. Rachel Schoutsen here with you today, and we have quite the warm-up in store. Possible 20 degrees for Toronto today. But of course, we are starting off the day in more of a somber mood as we honor Nathan Cirillo. And let's head outside to Kevin Yard. And Kevin, a day like today, seeing the memorial, seeing the funeral procession, it really does make you proud to be Canadian. All right, Kevin Yard live in Hamilton. And yes, the showers throughout this morning will be tapering off, but we could be seeing that cold front in towards this afternoon. So that brings us the risk of some thunderstorms. So yes, we will be seeing the breaks from the rain, but we also could be seeing a spark up of a thunderstorm. This is how it all plays out. Warm front comes into play first. That's what's bringing us the showers on and off, scattered throughout the morning. And then the cold front. That's what could be bringing some more severe weather. Maybe the last rumble of thunder before we enter into some more wintry weather. Okay, now taking a look ahead, Wednesday in towards Thursday. Notice the GTA, much of Ontario, clear, dry conditions, but Friday, that's our next chance of getting some moisture. Friday, Halloween. Kids, I know you already knew that one. Counting down the days, right? But unfortunately, this is the mix that we are looking at. Snow to the north, mixing around the Nickel Belt, and then in the Greater Toronto Area through the afternoon when the kids are having the Halloween parties at school, looks to be straight rain, but more around trick-or-treating time in towards the later evening. That's when the GTA could be seeing, well, its first snowflake of this fall. Possible mixing for Friday night. Well, I'm glad you're here. Rachel Schoutsen joining you right now. And before we get into the weather, take a look at this. Storm Hunter's monster hurricanes featuring Hurricane Sandy. Here's a little sneak peek right now. Okay, what a treat there from our storm hunters. You can watch the full episode. You don't want to miss it. That is tomorrow right here on the Weather Network at 7 p.m. Okay, let's take a look at what we're in for this afternoon. Like for this time of year, but temperatures on a downward dive. We'll talk about that in a second. This is the rain map throughout the day today. Less than 10 millimeters for us, but notice this up here, the blue. That's snow. Winds out of the northwest. That is going to be our trend very soon. Now take a look at this risk of thunderstorms throughout the day today. Warm air mass in place right now. cold front comes in through the afternoon. So this is what we're dealing with now, but the cold front here, this is what could be sparking up the thunderstorms. And of course, if we do get thunderstorms, that could really increase the rainfall totals as well. So we are seeing high pressure coming into place throughout Wednesday and towards Thursday, but Halloween, some more moisture. I know, not what you want to hear. As a kid, the worst thing is wearing a jacket over the Halloween costume. So we are taking a look at possible mixing for the Greater Toronto Area for Halloween. Okay, this is a spooky and possibly scary edition of the Long Ranger. Rachel and Doug joining you, and Doug, let's get into it.
Yeah, like you said, a tricky forecast, and I don't think a lot of people will find our Halloween forecast to be much of a treat.
Uh-oh, yes. Snow possible. And Doug, let's jump into this map now.
Well, the national pattern highlights some Arctic air plunging into the Great Lakes to wrap up the week and to go into the weekend. Unfortunately, this will not stay around very long, but it will certainly impact a critical period of time and a very complicated system that will impact our trick-or-treat forecast. This will be the product of some energy diving down out of the Arctic, and actually the remnants of what was Hurricane Ana will be merging with that energy, and it's still very tricky how those two pieces will come together.
Okay, diving out of the Arctic. Don't love that,
No,
Doug.
sure don't.
Okay, Halloween, blustery and chilly.
Yeah, what we are certain of is that we will have periods of rain during Friday, and the timing, though, is uncertain. This time yesterday, we thought it might get out of here by trick-or-treat time. And the Canadian model is still showing that with the rain mostly south of the GTA, almost south of the border, but more and more models are showing a slower solution.
Okay.
We'll take a look at.
So I just want to say, this
Yes.
is the Canadian model here,
Right.
more optimistic, and then not so much.
No, I don't want this to come to happen, but I think this is the much more likely scenario, that rain lingers into the evening, and it's going to get very cold at cloud level during the evening. So likely some mixing, even changing over to wet snow during the evening, strong gusty north winds, and then some lake effect snow showers develop south of Georgian Bay and Lake Huron Friday night.
Okay, so kids, I know you don't want to hear this, but possibly jackets over the Halloween
for
costume.
sure.
Winds out of the northwest, that's never a good wind.
No, wind chill down around 0 for most of Friday. Sunday, a little bit lighter winds, but some very cold temperatures to start off the day. Below 0 across southern Ontario.
Okay, there's your spooky Long Ranger. Boo. Okay, and I'm going to add another one to that list, why we can't be beat, because of fall scenes like this, only in Canada, the beautiful changing colors. But you know what? This doesn't look so beautiful when it's covered in fog or frost. Now, for the Greater Toronto Area, we're not talking about a huge dumping of rain, less than 10 millimeters, but take a look up to the northwest. Geraldton talking about snow, and unfortunately, that air mass, just like this warm air mass, it's coming for us. So take a look in towards the afternoon, a risk of thunderstorms. That's because of the warm air in play right now. We can see it here. And then with the cold front that heads in towards this afternoon. So if we do see any thunderstorms, that could really increase some of the rainfall totals. We do see a good clearing for the Greater Toronto Area through the overnight. And as we do take a look ahead, well, Wednesday and towards Thursday looks good, but unfortunately Friday, Halloween, not the best forecast. Moisture does come into play. Have a look at this. Rain to start off the afternoon, but are you ready? Mixing possible for the Greater Toronto Area as the kids go out and trick or treat. We have an article online called Dreaming of a White Halloween. Maybe not what you want to hear, but it is possible for Friday. Well, I'm glad you're here. Tuesday, October the 28th, Rachel Schoutsen joining you today. And yesterday, it started off with some active weather. The frost and the fog, a warm air mass headed out of the southwest, and that is coming right for us. Now, today, of course, a very somber day right across the nation. Today, Corporal Nathan Cirillo's funeral in Hamilton, and right now we join Kevin Yard for the latest. All right, Kevin, thanks so much for that. Live in Hamilton. And yes, active weather is on its way, Kevin. You're exactly right, with a cold front headed in towards this warm air mass. Not too often do we see this, but a good chunk of clearing for you to get outside and perhaps enjoy this last taste of 20 degrees. We have some snow in the forecast, okay? So stay with us right now. Less than 10 millimeters of rain for the Greater Toronto Area. Risk of thunderstorms throughout the day today, more in towards the afternoon when that cold front does hit us. So that will drive up rainfall totals if we do see thunderstorms. Now, taking a look in towards the setup. Okay, so this is what's driving the temperatures up. We have this warm front here, winds out of the southwest, a nice warm but moist air mass. The cold front then comes into play. That sparks, and unfortunately, we could be seeing the active weather. Now, once we're done with this, we do see it clearing in towards the overnight. Great day Wednesday and towards Thursday, but temperatures plummet. We now have winds out of the northwest wind, never good. Plus, mix that with a little bit of moisture for Friday. Halloween, I know, kids, this isn't the forecast you want throughout southern Ontario. Halloween is going to be a chilly and a wet day. So I know you don't want to wear your coat over your costume, but you don't want to be freezing out there as well. So I think you'll have to. Starts off as rain in the afternoon, but in towards trick-or-treat time and through the evening, we could be seeing snow. We're going to talk to Dr. Doug more about this. All right, Kim, thanks so much for that. And I do want to mention we will be continuing our live coverage of Corporal Nathan Cirillo's funeral. Kevin Yard was live with that story this morning. Mike Arsenault will also be joining in with us. And, of course, our hearts go out to all military members throughout the day today and makes us proud to be Canadian. Now, let's take a look at what our weather looked like yesterday. Some thunderstorms. Enjoy the heat today because it is very short-lived. So this warm air mass, that's driving up the temperatures right out of the southwest, but then the cold front comes into play, and this is what could be sparking up some active weather. And if we do see some thunder showers, increasing rainfall totals. So we do have to remember that as well. Now, we do see a clearing Wednesday in towards Thursday, but notice the rain that moves in for Friday. I know, kids, unfortunately for Halloween. And the big thing to remember about this is it will start off as rain and end in mixing.